All right, it's BPM. I am Geronimo. I am so honored to be talking to pop and dance music royalty here. This is Ulf Ekberg. How are you?
I'm fantastic, coming in from Stockholm here. So great to speak to you, and so great to be back at SiriusXM.
So for those that don't know, you are a part of Ace of Base, legendary pop group with like an incredible amount of hits.
Thank you. Yeah. We had a crack of luck in the 90s, that's for sure. And we thought it would not last that long. And we had the fortune to obviously break through in America as well, which was the biggest amazing situation happening, I think, in our career. And then it lasted for 10, 11 years. And we're still working with the music, and we had done a few comeback tours 10, 15 years ago. But now we have a 30 years anniversary since All That She Wants became basically number one almost everywhere in the world. Only number two in America, unfortunately.
Do you remember what you were battling for number one with at that time?
Oh, wow. I think we were battling with Janet Jackson.
Wow. That explains a lot.
Yeah, and it was Janet Jackson for sure. We were number two, number three, number two, number three, number two, number three. I was almost there, but almost doesn't happen. We were still only number two.
Well, All That She Wants is a song that still you can hear a lot on radio and streaming services, and you still hear it everywhere. And what's crazy is now there's this whole movement of songs from that era are being sampled, interpolations. Do you, as a songwriter, are you hearing that a lot? Like, are people coming to you a lot and they want to use the song for different ways?
Absolutely, and of course much more now than before. There's obviously one area where we can call it the bootleg era, which is like the TikToks. I mean, for us, it's honoring that several of our songs are really kicking ass on TikTok, but it's not that they're asking us for permission. They just do it, right? But the great thing for us there is, okay, we don't get paid for it, but that's not, money is not everything, right? So it's reaching a very, very young audience, which we have seen now that you have the parents who love the music, and then suddenly their kids are now loving the music and discovering a new era of music. It doesn't just happen to us. It happened to everything from the 80s and the 90s that actually comes through TikTok, which have become a very, very important channel for music. And it's quite funny. Not everything they produce there is good, but it's more fun than good. But I think it's incredible. There is a few collaborations though. I'm not sure actually I'm allowed to tell you. It's still a secret, and when it's going to come. But there's some great American bands to actually have used parts of All That She Wants, and it's going to be released hopefully this year. I assume.
Wow.
So.
I can't wait to find out exactly who it is and break the secret wide open.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm supposed to not talk about it until it's released. I've been traveling quite a lot. I've been working with these different producers and DJs to try to put together some great songs that actually honors the celebration of All That She Wants, which this year turns 30 years. And since it actually broke through everywhere. And it's been a fantastic ride. We've been working for 1 year now with different people, and I think the results have been fantastic. I'm so happy that we've succeeded to take a song from 93 BPM to actually 120, 124 BPM, which has been very challenging. I mean, it's 30 years in doing it. I heard a lot of remixes over the years, and I never heard actually one remix over 30 years that actually succeeded to bring it faster than 110 BPM. So I'm very honored. I'm very happy to hear the results of these different remixes. Fantastic.
So one in particular is the Still Young remix. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Yeah, so this is one of my absolute favorites. I would say I have two favorites on these different remixes, but Still Young is definitely one that actually, if I want to wake up or want to have fun or go to the gym when I listen to it, it's a very electronic, very Eric Prydz stylish song, and it makes you really happy to listen to it. It has a lot of energy, and these guys Still Young they're kicking ass. I love that.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with them until I heard the song, and I was like, wow, they really crushed this. This was incredible. I love the fact that they kind of sort of reinvented the song.
They did. It's like having a new song but based on their old song. And they do using a lot of original, not only the vocals, but the whistle and the saxophone, a lot of original sounds is actually in that version, but it's in a completely new package. I think they've done a fantastic job. I'm super impressed.
Let me ask you this, and we're going to play it in a couple of minutes, but over the years, I've spoken to a lot of songwriters who've told me that like their songs, their hit songs are like babies. Even the ones that weren't big hits, they're like their own babies, their children. Do you have one song in particular that you consider your real baby?
Well, you almost put the words in my, I mean, first of all Schwanz has the word baby in it, right?
Yeah.
And not only because of that, but actually that is really the song broke us through the world. So that is like the first really global hit we had. So naturally, I would say that is my first baby. I mean, I have 3 real kids as well, but I think the band is probably my first baby. Ace of Base, the band, and I think as a song, All She Wants is definitely probably my second baby after Ace of Base. And because it just changed everything for us, right? It just, we went from being a local band in Gothenburg to be a global band. So it definitely is like my baby.
I feel like there were 3 waves of pop music from Sweden over like the last 50 years. Obviously ABBA. Then you were part of the second wave. And then right after that, it was like Swedish House Mafia and Avicii. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, ABBA came in a very different time where we didn't really have pop. We have Schlager music, which is like our folk music, which is very similar to pop. That's why we have Swedish music is very pop, but also being inspired by, of course, the British scene and, of course, the American scene as well. ABBA broke through boundaries that nobody believed anybody could break through. And they've done an amazing job, and of course, they inspired the whole world, including us. Of course, actually my first album I ever bought in the 70s was ABBA.
Wow.
And then you have the second wave of the pop music, of course, early 90s, which is not just bands like us and songs like we wrote, but also dance pop and Max Martin, which became almost an industrial standard. Max Martin is today the biggest songwriter of all time and the biggest producer of all time. And I'm so proud of him. He started out as a very young, very hungry kid. And he's still very childish and kiddish and he loves his music. You can hear he's so passionate still. I would say that he's probably, maybe if you talk about waves, he's obviously the second wave of that pop wonder from the 90s and actually Max Martin himself and everything that's surrounding it. Every week he's just coming up with another hit. You see, he's incredible.
We're talking to Ulf Ekberg of Ace of Base. It's great to catch up with you. Thank you so much for taking the time. You're in Sweden. So congratulations on everything. Great to talk to you. We're going to play it right now. This is the Still Young remix of All That She Wants. You can stream it anywhere. It's on BPM. And Ulf Ekberg, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it.